Hey guys, thanks for stopping in on the next installment of the Flock of Seagulls. This one is going to be a little bit different than what we've had in the past. Before it was my family going out, and this is actually another part of my family. It's going to be my bro and I heading up to the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. So a lot of people ask me, how much time do you really need to go up to Michigan? Like, can you do it in you need a whole week? Do you need a 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend? So this will kind of show you what we got in a 4-day weekend. So we headed up on a Thursday. Him and I live in Indianapolis, he lives in Peoria, Illinois, so we met actually in Milwaukee, hopped in the same car, headed up to Marquette. We got up to Marquette right around, I think it was 6 or 7 o'clock, and we got about 2.5 hours of riding in. This was still in August, so we had some good summertime light. Woke up the next morning, rode about 2 or 3 hours in Marquette, and then headed up to the Copper Harbor in the Keweenaw Peninsula. So you'll kind of see how much riding we got in. We hit on Friday night, we had the shuttle from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then Saturday we had it from 12 to 5. So check it out. I'm going to try to incorporate all of the full videos, so this will just be a nice snapshot of each video of the trail systems, but then I also have full versions of the trail actually up on YouTube, and I'll try to embed them into the video so you can check them out. But feel free to ask any questions in my comments so I can help you guys plan your trip to the UP. Let's check it out. All right, so we just got done at, what was it called? Coppertown Brewery?
That's a good question.
Great question.
I know it's in Green Bay, the home of the Fudge Packers. Oh wait, the Green Bay Packers.
There you go. Probably one of the best burgers I've had in a long time. It was really, really good. Really fresh ground beef. The buns were fresh, very good, and the beer was really good too. So if you guys are heading up to Marquette or Copper Harbor for a biking trip, you've got to check out Copper Brewery. I can't remember what it's called, but it was really good. Peace out, suckers. Double out.
Oh.
Too gorgeous. You actually ride by a campground. It is so cool. Like the way that it's set in the woods is awesome. So here's Gorgeous. This trail is I believe it's a black diamond.
Wow.
It's not too difficult. There's a lot of exposure on one side or the other depending on where you're going. But it is a beautiful trail, i.e. the name of the trail. Once you get to the bottom, if you look to the right here, you can actually see there's another campground that you can stay at where there's cabins and you can also bring trailers.
Oh wow. You hear that? Yeah. That must be one of those waterfalls. Yep. It didn't happen unless I got it on video.
All right, so we're at the bottom of Gorgeous, I believe is what they call, and this is what we get to see in here. So what's your initial impressions?
Nice trails, not super technical, just flowy and beautiful.
Yeah, I had to get rid of my sunglasses because it was so shaded I couldn't even see the trails. But you get to hear this all the way down the trail, which is just completely beautiful. So far so good. I like it a lot.
All right, we're heading back down what we just climbed. I think I saw a sign that said Zeus, but this trail isn't even on MTV Project.
So this trail is fun. When you go down Gorgeous, you cross a wooden bridge, and this is where we were at. We did the little video spot with my brother and I on the bridge. We climbed all the way up this, and it'll get you to the top of where from what we understand, are some trails over by where the ski area is. So we climbed all the way up Zoogs and then turned around and went back down. And as you can see, there's a really cool, right in the middle of the trail is a ton of rock. pretty technical, but it's not too difficult to go down. Like, I'm not a huge fan of super technical rock sections, and I didn't have any problems going down it. Did not do that on the left, though. Deep and deep.
Good line.
One cool part, though, is you've got this, like, rock jump off, drop. Brad wanted to do it, but I did not let him because we just got here, and the last thing I want to do is do the first feature and have to go to the hospital like what we did in Bentonville when I hit a tree. So we just checked it out, but we did not do that drop. So I don't think it's too bad, but we didn't do it. So what we did at the end of the night was we went up to the Marquette lookout and got some phenomenal shots with the sunset going down and looking over Marquette. It's something that you must do if you're in Marquette. It's just beautiful. So day two. Day two, you can cross the road on the south trails, and there's like 3 or 4 downhill trails and then a bunch of kind of chunky technical trails. So that was our agenda for day two. So what you do is you climb you go across the road and then you climb up. I want to say, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile.
Otherwise known as E-line. E.
So we climbed the hill, got up to the top, and flowed down a line. So this is a trail. It's an intermediate. Took my son on it, actually, so he was good at going on it, too. There are a ton of jumps on this, but they're small tabletops. Nothing too big. If you're a beginner jumper, this is your trail that you've got to do.
Go.
Once you cross, so that's the road you actually go up on. These first jumps are super small, and it actually makes it to where you got to go pretty slow. But this is, like I said, this is the perfect trail that you can do. Perfect trail that you can do if you're learning how to jump. And it's fun too. Little drop right here, and then you jump. I actually didn't do the jump, but there's a jump right there that you jump onto the road, and that's the road back up to the top of the hill. So, yeah, I rode your mom in Marquette. This is a double black diamond, I believe, and there's a sign pretty much stating, "Be careful." It's pretty gnarly, and I didn't get far.
I don't know, man. I just rode those two. Is this gonna be too gnarly? Yeah, there's not much technical stuff out here.
No. Yeep. Not gonna do that drop.
What was the warning?
Double diamond, experts only. Proceed with caution.
Whatever. We're from Illinois. We can do this. We can.
Oh wait.
Yeah, you go down that. I know this video doesn't do this justice, but that's like straight down.
Herb's tackled the first two, but bailed out on that one.
There were a couple up top. In the words of the Steagulls, neep and deep.
So this is your mom. Your mom, it's chunky, it's slow, it's technical. My brother, Brad, he absolutely loved it. This is probably one of his favorite trails. For me, it's not my bag, baby. So, I don't know. It was all right, you know, it was fun to do, but if I were to go back, I wouldn't choose to do this one. But if you like technical, this is your jam, baby. And they've also got some good lookouts as well. Here's another one, not as good as the one last night, but still good. It's a butte clock.
Yeah, this is a golf course. I see a bunker.
On to your mom. Man, she can get rough. Giggity. He didn't make it, but he's got to try again. Doesn't look as cool from this angle. All right, so there's another lookout. I don't know what the name of it is. It is not worth your time to go up. Like, we kind of went a little bit out of our way to do this lookout, and we get to the top and we're like,
Yeah, I'm not
this
gonna
was
do that.
not worth it. But it was fun to go down it. So I don't know if you're looking for something to do. Where this is located is we climbed all the way up Freak of Nature, and it's out towards the south part.
You don't
of
say,
the
don't you
area
know?
of the trails. That was the Oak Hill Lookout. I think I even had it on the subtitle there. So we went out to Oak Hill Lookout, and we should have gone down Freak of Nature, someone told us, but we did not because we didn't know the trails. And then we headed back on top of Red Trail to get us back to the top of the hill where all the downhill trails go. This is fun. It's okay. The end of it right here, actually, if you look to the
There
left,
she is.
where Brad is
Jesus.
right now, that's the drop from your mom.
That's insane. Yeah, like, put the balls on the handlebars and send it.
This part's really cool because when you finish off the trail, there's actually a big pipe that you go across. Wasn't really ready for it, but it was cool. And it goes all the way down the hill because you
A little
can come
sketchy.
across it on Down Dogger, I think.
You can slide off.
Speaking of Down Dogger,
This is only one diamond. I know. We're going down, down, baby, down, down. Indeed.
there's the pipe. So Down Dogger, I didn't think the jumps were as fun as A-Line, and it was a little bit slower, a lot more back and forth down the hill.
This is slow.
There you go. It's a
Whoa,
lot
that line.
longer though. This one felt like it went forever. So, it's cool. Couple of sections. It gets into the trees really pretty. I took my son and wife down it, and there were a couple of rock sections that my wife did not like, did not want to do, but obviously for us, we're sending it. So when you end, you actually come up on one of the creeks, rivers that you follow, and then it spits you out over
How's
by
that,
this.
Venus?
To the right of me is where the ski area is, and also there's that campground that we came across on Gorgeous, and you follow the trail and it spits you right back out at the campground.
That's awesome. All right, so we did about 2 hours last night, and how long? About an hour and a half, 2 hours today.
Hour and a half, 9 miles.
So
Yeah.
what's your review of Marquette Heights, of Marquette Trail System?
Marquette Heights is a blast. Marquette's a little bit better. You've got the scenery of Lake Superior. It's much different than the scenery of 474. I think this place is awesome because you get a little bit of everything. Really nice tame trails, flowy trails for kids, a little pump track. But then earlier today, we rode your mom, and she was nasty. There were 3 big, huge rock drops on there. I made the first 2, and the third one, I couldn't even figure out how you'd even think about it. So
I had to slide on my butt with your on your mom.
So your mom's rough, but yeah, this is a great place. Lots of really cool, fun downhill flow trails and good cross-country trails. You need to check it out.
ton of lookouts too. A lot of spots where you can go. Water, very scenic. You got water trail, like a water stream going next to you. You got waterfalls kind of going all around you. So definitely a cool place. And all we did was the South Trails. So we didn't even, go to the North Trail. So this is definitely a place we're gonna come back.
So this is Marquette. It's so cool because it's like Copper Harbor because you're in the UP right next to the Lake Superior, but it's a lot more built up. There's more businesses, there's things you can do, a lot more people. It has a more vacation feel to it, more, I don't want to say like touristy, but there's just a little bit more to do. So we actually stopped. My brother loves crepes because he calls me a creep. So we stopped and got a crepe at this yogurt slash crepe place downtown Marquette.
Why are you so hardcore in crepes?
Because you're a creepy.
There you go. So we also checked out Black Rock's Brewery. Loved their beer. We got there kind of late, so we only had time for one beer. I didn't have my video going, but really enjoyed it. So on to the UP Keweenaw Peninsula, Copper Harbor. I've been here before. I love this. So this is our hotel. We stayed right in Copper Harbor. This is the King Copper Hotel. Look to the left and you can pretty much see Lake Superior from our room. So we're heading up to the Keweenaw Adventure Company to get our shuttle passes. This is a Friday. Friday usually starts from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. As you can see, all these people are riding back on the road. They're finishing up the trail and heading back to the shuttle. And here is the bike shop where you can get your shuttles. Love this place. These guys, they are so amazing.
Hey, how are you?
Always so friendly.
Picking up our passes. We bought them online. Stiegel.
So you get loaded up on the shuttle. Now this is COVID-19 obviously, so this thing is typically packed with 15 people. Now I think we could do 1, 2, 4 or 5, I can't remember. But you go up the hill. There's 2 spots where you can go, the Mountain Lodge or the Brook, why am I blanking? Brockway.
I think a shortcut.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Brockway Road. So met up with some guys. This is, we're gonna hit Danable. You can do a little shortcut. So this is the edge. So there's a little bit of trail before you get to this spot. But this is what the edge is known for, are all these bridges back and forth. This is so stinking cool. So we're heading out. It may look gnarly on the video, but it really isn't too bad. Turn right on Whoopity Woo once you get to the bottom of the edge, and it takes us over to the jump trail, which is Danable. Now here's Danable. Danable is, if you think of A-line from Marquette, very easy, kind of beginner jump trail.
Go.
This is one step up from that. So you do this like 2 or 3 foot drop, and then you've got tabletops, which are probably, I'm gonna guess, 10 feet. Probably 10 to 15 feet, but they're on the side of the hill, the mountain. These first couple ones, it's hard to jump off of. There's another drop over here where you go over Whoopity Whoop, and here's where the jumps start. They are built perfectly. I'm not a huge jumper, but this is probably my favorite jump trail, next to maybe Cruz Valley down in Knoxville. Sit back and enjoy. Little hip jump right here. Next one. They're just built perfectly to carry your speed, and as long as you don't get too wonky on the jump, you're gonna make it. It's a blast. My favorite trail at Copper Harbor. So now we're on Flying Squirrel. So Flying Squirrel, bigger drop, maybe 4 or 5 feet. So this is the big brother of Danable. Same exact style of trail, except for instead of tabletops, these are all doubles. So I think I did that one once in the trip. All these others, I don't do any of these doubles, they're too big. But very reminiscent of Danable.
So you've got to reset. You gotta go up there.
It
The
doesn't look that
whale
gnarly,
tail.
does it?
I don't think it is, but it just looks intimidating.
Says the guy that doesn't do it.
Well, it should be my risk barometer. You think I should do it?
I don't know, man. If there was someone here that you could watch do it, I'd say 100% you could do it. I think you can do it. It's just risk versus reward right now.
Because I'm literally just going to want to jump this and just barely get on there.
Yeah,
And then just ride.
almost clip your wheel. Almost. Looks like people do.
Looks like a lot of people do, yeah. Let's not do it.
Yeah, good call.
Because if I overshoot that thing,
I'm
it's
proud of you,
bad
Herbie.
news.
Anthony would do it.
I even thought that.
That's pretty much the rest of Flying Squirrel. There's a couple of like gnarly step ups, I guess is what you call that.
Ugh.
All right, here's Overflow. Here's the other double black diamond. Anyone can do the first part of Overflow, which is what I'm doing right here. A bunch of tabletops and some doubles, and then you have this jump feature where you jump Overflow, which you'll see in a second. Right there, it's kind of one of the big features that you know for Copper Harbor. Brad went ahead and went down Overflow. I went on Flow. Overflow for me is just too much. There's a couple of sections on there, man pans and different things, and honestly, it's at that level for me where it takes the fun out of it because I'm afraid something might happen. And if you're thinking like that on a trail, then you probably shouldn't ride it. So this is Flow. Flow is something that you can do. Like my son did this when he was 6 or 7, and you can go at your own pace. But you can also, there's a couple of sections where you can get some really good speed, and it's flowy. Now, when they built it, I think it was super smooth, and then just with natural erosion, some of the rocks come into turns. When we were here last year, we got them right after they just reformed all these berms. It was super smooth, but now the rocks are coming back. But hey, it's mountain biking. So Daisy Dukes. This is a nice little section in the middle of Flow where they've got a couple of small tabletops for if you want, one of your beginners to really kind of figure out how to jump. This is probably your trail to do it at Copper Harbor. It's really fun. It kind of breaks up the, not monotony of the Flow, but just something different. Here's one of the cool features on Flow that you come across, rock garden, and then you can go across the bridge. So this is pretty much the end where Flow and Overflow meet at the end, where the trail ends. We'll hear Brad's quick assessment of Overflow.
Is there a reason for you to ever continue beyond that point?
I told you.
There was a hill that was so steep, like I'm not sure I could climb it on a motorcycle. And then I took the bailout. In the bailout, I had to jump going down this steep incline to get over it. It
Yeah,
was stupid.
I'm glad I made a good decision.
Going down this way?
Right. Right.
All right, so this is the Flow. So if you want to see, this is the first part of Flow if you don't do Overflow.
You're gonna hang a left when you see a split.
I said left. So we're doing Flow. Shoot to the left and we're doing Raptor Ridge. So this, if you're taking a family up to Copper Harbor, this is the trail that I recommend. You start on Flow, shoot to the left and do Raptor Ridge. Raptor Ridge is one of the newer trails here at Copper Harbor. I took my entire family, even my daughter who doesn't do a ton of biking on this trail. I think it took us about 35 to 45 minutes, but everyone had a blast. Nothing gnarly. Right here's where you cross Brockway.
Throw you a little sideways too, or was that just your
Brockway
body
Road.
movement?
It kind of threw me. And I let it go too.
All right, so Raptor Ridge, this is the trail where you're gonna go back to the beginning of where Danable and Whoopity Woo was at the beginning where we just crisscrossed. Raptor Ridge has got some really cool fast sections right here. You can do a couple of jumps.
Hang a right.
So this is where we'll turn right, go on Whoopity Woo.
Yeah.
What are we on?
Whoopity woo.
This is the Blue Trail, intermediate. What they have done, I think they did this last year, is they've added a couple of hip jumps to the left, like that. I probably could have done those. I didn't. Maybe next time I go up there. It's just, if you carry your speed down this trail, that's Danable when we jumped over it earlier. If you carry enough speed.
So here's the trail. If you want to look to the left, what is that?
I don't know.
A bird. Go, no, like on the trail.
Oh,
There's gonna be like some little hip jumps.
okay.
Kind of like what you're already doing.
Yeah.
You'll see Brad do some of them. I should have. I did. Next time.
Those aren't too hard, are they? I need to do those.
But once again, I mean, if I took my family down this one, probably next time I'll do those jumps.
No.
But they could go around them. It's super safe. This part, the bottom part of Whoopity-Woo, it's just super fast, flowy through the trees, and it's beautiful too. You get near the water, creek, Garden Brook, I think is what it is.
Oh wow, this is new. That's new. They were building that when we came last. Straight.
So if you turn right, that's
So if you
Bullwinkle.
decide to follow me over jumps like that,
I know.
no, like
Oh.
if I get up to it and it's gonna be something, I'll yell, don't. Because I can tell when I get to the face if it's gonna be an easy roll or not.
The problem is that you're yelling all kinds of things.
Yeah, true.
So I'm not gonna be able to tell if you say nope
We'll go.
or no or go.
I believe this is the first part of Garden Brook. I'm not sure if it's considered the end of Whoopity-Woo or Garden Brook, but ultimately it takes you back to the bottom of where Danable and Flying Squirrel is, and then you take Garden Brook back. So this is Garden Brook. So the way that Copper Harbor is built is you can do Whoopity-Woo, you can do Danable or Flying Squirrel. It spits you out to the very bottom of the hill, and then you take Garden Brook back to the campground and or the shuttle. So you end up doing this portion of the trail a lot if you're shuttling back and forth. It's very fast. And I'll tell you that some of these trails are multi-directional.
I'll tell you where it is.
Not everybody does the shuttle, so if anybody goes up a trail,
Right up.
it's this one. So you've always got to keep your head up to make sure that nobody is coming up as you're flowing down. It's fast.
Again?
Yeah.
He kept blowing the turn, but I can't say much because he was going that much more faster than me too, so. So you get to the bottom. This is the road that takes you to the mountain lodge.
Oh
If
no,
you
we
turn
can
right,
do this now that I know that there's a good way of going.
Then there's a trail that takes you all the way back to Copper Harbor. Spits you out right next to the shuttle. This is the newer part of the trail. I don't think I did this last year. And if it was there, I didn't know it was there. This is the end of the day. Gonna hit Brickside Brewery. Love this place. It's so good. Check
Watch
it
out,
out
Brad.
if you're there. Friendly people.
There's a bike rack right there.
Do it! And if you're in Michigan and someone offers to let you take their bike and jump into Lake Superior, Brad said you got to do it. So we had a bunch of people were lined up, and the guy's like, "Yeah, you can go and take my bike." So Brad had to make sure he rode the other guy's bike, a wheelie off the dock onto a paddleboard and into Lake Superior. It was cold, but it was pretty freaking awesome.
That was awesome, dude.
When in Michigan, jump your bike in the lake.
So this was day 3. We wanted to start off by going to the East Bluff. East Bluff is miles and miles east of Copper Harbor.
Morning.
I'm not sure how
Good,
far.
how are
I
you?
think it's 5 miles, but you take the road, and then the road is a dirt road.
Maybe.
On the left, you can see people are camping. You hang a right when you get to the
We
certain
were
point.
checking out summer school up at the East Bluff trails. Brad does this jump back here like a step up with the rocks. Doesn't bode so well with the tire. So we're going.
Doesn't bode so well with the tire that has no stands in it.
Oh.
I'd been told they'd been refilled with stands.
Oh, snap. Burn, baby, burn. Are you doing any jumps? Are you doing any jumps? Okay, wasn't sure.
He was a little skittish about doing jumps because he had just put and fixed his flat tire. But so we climbed up summer school. He got his flat, so we fixed his flat, and then we just turned around and went back down. There is a road that takes you up to the top of summer school, and then you go down, but we did it this way. Summer school is fun.
Woo.
It's an intermediate, kind of a flowy trail. A couple of rock sections, but you can go around every single one of them. So this would be a good trail if you're looking for the family to go out and ride. This one's it. You may notice my bike looks a little bit different, and it's rattling a little bit, so I'm just going to be honest and tell you that I also brought another bike, which is my wife's bike, and it's an e-bike, just to see what it's like to ride at Copper Harbor. Didn't want to take it on the main trails, but brought it out here to the East Bluff. It was pretty fun. You know, do I want to get an e-bike for myself? No. But just to have another one of these bikes in your repertoire and have it be your wife's bike, it's pretty cool.
We doing this?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. What do you mean, oh yeah?
So flow ride is a little bit more advanced. There's going to be a couple of sections where, you know, I always use the example, I don't think my wife would go down it.
Well,
I got my front end over it.
Bigger downhills, faster downhills, and just more advanced at summer school. But it's a good step up. It's not from the left field to right field. It's like super easy and then super advanced. This is another section that doesn't look as big on the video, but could be a little bit more intimidating to some beginner riders in maybe lower intermediate. We climbed this one too, so for some reason, I don't know why we chose to climb it. I think there was a sign at the bottom that said construction on the trail, beware. So we thought it'd be better to climb it to know where the construction is so we don't come dive bombing down a trail. It kind of sucked to climb. Well, it didn't suck to me, I was on an e-bike, but riding it was kind of huffing. This is pretty much the end of Flow Ride. So, on the way back, instead of riding the instead of riding the road all the way back, we realized that the Keweenaw Point Trail was out here. I think this trail is best to ride the other way from Copper Harbor towards the East Bluff, but we didn't do that. We pretty much climbed it. It wasn't a hard climb. It was nice and gradual. There's a lot of rock in a lot of sections, and then it gets a little bit more flowy with some more, you know, kind of dirt through the trees, but it was a cool trail. It was very neat. Here's a spot where you start to climb up to the top of the ridge, and if you look to the right, that was going to be not Lake Superior, but whatever that lake is.
sorry.
Near the trail. Let me look at what it is. Lake Fanny Ho would be to the right of us, right there. When you get done with the Keweenaw Point Trail, you head down Paul's Plunge. Now, this is the lower half of Paul's Plunge. I believe it is a black diamond. Brad said he wouldn't have taken this clunky bike down this trail, but it wasn't too bad. Just take your time. I would not take a beginner, never a beginner on this trail, and even some intermediates might have a little bit of difficulty. I consider myself a decent intermediate, so I made it down.
I couldn't hear what you said.
So you finish this trail, and it spits you out in the campground, and we ended the day, or ended this ride. This is the morning, back at the hotel.
swap bikes. Shuttle starts at 12 p.m. So we went flowing down the other trails. Now this day we really focused on the lodge side of the trails. So this is the back 9 trails. I think these are fairly new. These are green trails. But we are heading out for Red Trail.
Red Trail, right here.
Red Trail is one of the older trails on the Mountain Lodge. It's going to be more of the cross-country, chunky but not too chunky, but fun. A couple of challenging sections, which you'll see when we get to in a moment. People really enjoy the Red Trail. There were a couple of other trails on the Mountain Lodge that we didn't do. Some blues and some greens. So if you're a beginner to intermediate, you definitely go out there and explore a little bit more. Dancing Bear we didn't do. Here's a bridge.
Not skinny, not wet.
Technical climbing section here.
Giggity.
Nice work.
Had a good line. Fuck. Phew. Mango.
Turn left on Mango.
I think there's a cool bridge up here too.
That's not the bridge I was talking about.
Watch out.
Take a turn.
I think it was this one. Maybe another one.
It's a stairway.
So we turned left on
I don't know if I can make
Mamaki.
that.
This is not the best way to go on Mamaki because it's pretty much an entire climb up, but we're heading up to Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, right.
So not much footage of that.
No, it should be downhill. I don't think so. You can tell that that trail used to be gnarly.
Yeah.
Because you have all these, caution, extreme cliff. It really isn't.
This is also one of the more photographed trails, I think, at Copper Harbor, just because the bridges all the way down Stairway to Heaven are cool. I didn't edit any of this so you can see all the bridge, so just sit back and enjoy the ride. I would not want to do this if those bridges were wet, because it would get sketchy. It gets a little steep right here too, as you'll see. Alright, so here is downtown. This is the double black diamond on the Mountain Lodge side. There are a lot of rock sections that I do not do on this trail. So Brad was following this guy. I think he was from Wisconsin. He had been here quite a bit. This trail, you really kind of need to know where to go. So he was following him, and eventually the guy dropped Brad because I think he hit a tree. where I'm like, nope, not going to do this one.
Shit, wrong way.
I lost him after I went up the trail and hit a tree.
You hit a tree?
Back there.
Are you okay?
Yeah. And then here I came down this thing. It went too wide, not knowing it wasn't gonna work.
Good?
This is what I'd say about downtown is if you're an intermediate that you're not comfortable with huge dive bombs, you're probably going to be walking about 3 to 5 times down certain sections. But honestly, I say this is one where you can walk down and have to be safe. So go check it out.
You going?
Flow?
Flow rider.
Flow?
All right, so this is Flow. Going back to the first day where we went on overflow and then I hopped on Flow. This is the first part of Flow that we can do. This is our last ride of the weekend. So the plan was, what's the best spot where we can go ride?
I think she did it though.
And set up our hammocks. We've got hammocks where we can just pick 2 trees, and this is a wonderful lookout of Lake Superior. So we pitched our hammocks and had a couple of beers and just enjoyed the views. So if you're from Illinois, Indiana, in the Midwest, and you want a 4-day weekend getaway, head to the UP. We left Thursday, drove up, got to Marquette, spent a couple hours that night riding, woke up the next morning, rode a few hours there, and then drove to Copper Harbor, spent the night on the shuttle, and then all day Saturday. We got essentially 2.5 days of riding in, and it was an amazing trip. If you have any questions on how to maximize your trip in Marquette or Copper Harbor, reach out to me, let me know, be more than happy to help. I'll also have a couple of videos on where to go with the family because I took the family up to Marquette about 2 or 3 weekends after this trip to see how it works with the family. Thanks for watching. Subscribe so that you don't miss the Flock of Seagulls' next adventure. Peace out, suckers.